class finished. Yeah, fine. Yeah. Today onwards we'll start the wave motion. Okay.
సార్ ముందు చాప్టర్ అయిపోయిందా
Sir,
సార్?
sir. Okay. This class it is from 11:30 to 1. 11:30 to 1. Okay. Okay, fine. In the moving charges, okay, almost all the concepts we discussed, even in the last class also, torque, moving cal galvanometer, okay, we discussed. Okay, for numericals, okay, numericals on those chapter, okay, Ampere's law and Biot-Savart law applications, motion of charged particle, already we discussed the numericals. In the last part, okay, that is torque and conversion of galvanometer to ammeter, okay, that we'll discuss later. Okay, okay, fine. Yes, in this wave motion, okay, in this wave motion, here we are having this wave motion. I will divide into the 3 to 4 parts. In the first part, we are having the properties of the wave. Properties of wave, okay, like amplitude, okay, and then frequency, wavelength, phase velocity, okay, wave velocity, okay, and then intensity and pressure of a wave, like this properties of a wave. And then here we are having the types of waves, okay, types of waves, okay, and in the types we are having the stationary wave and progressive wave, stationary wave and then progressive wave, okay, and thereafter we are going to study about the velocity of transverse wave and velocity of longitudinal wave, transverse wave, okay, and then longitudinal wave, longitudinal wave, okay, okay, and then next here we are having the argon pipes, argon pipes, okay, and then argon pipes means which we are having a closed pipe and then open pipe, closed and open pipe, and then we are having the beads. Finally, we are having the Doppler effect. Finally, we are having the Doppler effect. Okay, this is the entire the map for the wave motion. Out of this entire this wave motion, okay, frequently, very frequently, they're asking the question on the argon pipes, the closed pipe and open pipe, beads, and then Doppler effect. Okay. Once in 3 years or once in 3 papers, they are asking the question on the this one, transverse wave and then progressive wave and longitudinal wave. Okay. These two are basic points only. In the MSET, they are asking the properties of the wave. In the MSET standard means they are asking the question on the properties of the wave and this argon pipes and Doppler.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Argon pipes and then Doppler effect.
ఏమడుతున్నారు సార్ ఎంసెట్లో? సార్ ఏవేవి అడుగుతున్నారు సార్?
Argon pipes, Doppler effect, okay, beads. Okay, and MSET they are asking the properties of the wave. Okay, okay, fine. Firstly, let me start with the properties of a wave. Firstly, we'll discuss what is the wave and what is meant by wave motion. Okay, what is meant by wave and what is meant by wave motion. Okay, suppose let us consider a beaker of any shape, okay, in this let us consider a liquid, okay, let us consider a liquid. Suppose I am considering the water, like this is there. Whenever I apply a force, suppose at any point in any direction, then the water particles, what will happens, the water particles will moves or will oscillates like this, right? That is with respect to the direction of the force, I will consider this one. Before application of the force, all the water particles will be at the rest. and will lies along the horizontal position in this position. So this position can be called as mean position or mean axis. Okay, mean position or mean axis. That is the axis along which the particles are at rest position can be called as mean position or mean axis. Suppose the particle is here, I can say it as the mean position of the particle. Whenever I apply a force, then this particle will oscillate up to here. That is, we can have the vibration perpendicular to the mean position or parallel to the mean position. Perpendicular to mean position or parallel to the mean position or mean axis. Okay. The motion of the particle which will oscillate from the mean axis or from the mean position of the particle, then we can call it as an wave motion. Wave motion. In the last year, you might study the different types of motions, like firstly uniform motion, non-uniform motion, and then circular motion, non-uniform circular motion, and in the oscillations, you might study the periodic motion and simple harmonic motion. Okay, simple harmonic motion. Like this, 6 different types of motions you have studied. Here we are going to study about wave motion. That is a particle which will oscillate or which will vibrates from the mean position. Okay, so from the mean position means the particle can oscillate perpendicular to mean position or parallel to the mean position. This motion we are calling it as an wave motion. And you can see, suppose if the particle is at here, after some time, again the particle is at the displacement is in, displacement will be 0. Suppose here it is from the mean position, whatever the displacement is there in the upward direction will have the displacement in the downward direction will also be the same. Will also be the same. That means I can write it as, suppose this is point O, this is point A, and this one it is point B. That is the distance or displacement of OA is equal to displacement of OB. Okay. Now, here it is that we are having the property, first one it is amplitude. We are having the property amplitude. And whenever the particle is oscillating, okay, we'll have the frequency and time period. We'll have the frequency and then time period. Okay, frequency. With respect to frequency, we'll get time period. Okay, and now here we are having an distance between these two. Okay, we'll have the wavelength, that is distance traveled by the wave. Okay, or one full length wave, one full wave we can call as an wavelength. Okay, and fourth one it is velocity. With respect to the velocity, frequency, and wavelength, we can find the what is the force acting on the particle or on the string. Okay. With respect to force, I can find pressure. I can find pressure, and seventh one it is intensity. Okay, intensity of the wave. These are the properties. Apart from these 7 properties, we are having a special property called phase, or we can say that phase difference. This phase again will get in the wave optics also. Okay, again we'll get in the wave optics also. Now, let us consider a simple example. I am having a string. Okay, okay. For simplicity, I am considering the length of the string as 100 centimeters. You can consider any length. Okay, such that this point it is A and this point it is B. Whenever I didn't apply any force, the string will stays or resides, okay, along the path AB. Okay, whenever I apply a force at A, whenever I apply a force at A, then the string will vibrate like this. String will vibrate. Okay. Okay, fine. So that means whatever the particles are there inside the string, it is oscillating from the mean position. From the mean position. Now, the vibration of the particles inside the string, it is either it may be perpendicular to the mean position or parallel to mean position. Based upon the vibration of the particles perpendicular to mean position and parallel to mean position, okay, mean position, we are having the types of waves. We are having the types of wave, that is transverse wave and longitudinal wave, that we will get. So firstly, let me define the amplitude. Let me define the amplitude. Let us consider the point as this one it is A, this one it is C, and here it is D. In the path ACD, from the mean position, okay, from the mean position, okay, at which point you will have the maximum displacement. You can see among all these displacements, okay, I'll call y1, y2, y3, y4, and then y5. From y1 to y5, okay, for which displacement, the displacement will be maximum. That means I can say y3. Y3 is the maximum displacement, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is the maximum displacement of the particle from mean position to the extreme position. This position can be called as extreme position. Extreme position can be called as amplitude. Maximum displacement of a particle from mean position. Maximum displacement of a particle from mean position to extreme position can be called as an amplitude. Can be called as an amplitude. Will indicate with capital A. Amplitude will indicate with, always will indicate with capital A. Okay. Sometimes they will give it as small letters. In some of the textbook, they will give it as small letter A. Okay. So from the definition of amplitude, it is the maximum displacement. So SI unit of amplitude. SI unit of amplitude. Okay. What I can write is, what I can write, meters, right? Hello, Jagadish, Moses, Krishnamohan. నాన్న చెప్పాలి నాన్న.
హాయ్ సార్.
హాయ్.
ఎస్ సార్.
అవునా? ఏంటంటే నా క్లాస్లో ఏంటంటే మనం ఇంటరాక్ట్ అవుతుంటేనే మనకు తెలుస్తుంది. నాకు ఎక్కడైనా అర్థం కాకపోయినా ఏదైనా కావాలి రిపీట్ అవ్వాలన్నా కూడా నాకు చెప్తే నాకు అర్థమవుతుంది. వెళ్ళాలన్నా కూడా మనం ఇంటరాక్ట్ అవ్వాలి. ఓకే
ఓకే సార్. ఓకే సార్.
నా క్లాస్ ఏంటంటే ఏదో నేను చెప్పేసి వెళ్ళిపోయాను అన్న టైపు కాదు, మనం ఆలోచించాలి. అట్లా ఆ తర్వాత సిజిఎస్ యూనిట్ ఆఫ్ యాంప్లిట్యూడ్ ఈజ్ సెంటీమీటర్స్. Okay, fine. We know the amplitude. First one, it is amplitude. Now, second one, it is frequency. Okay. How can we define frequency? Whenever a particle is having vibrations or oscillations, how can we define frequency? Frequency is defined as number of oscillations or vibrations or rotations or revolutions that are produced. Okay. Suppose frequency is defined as n is equal to number of vibrations or oscillations. Okay, number of oscillations are produced during the 1 second of its motion. Say for example, let us consider 20 seconds contains 40 vibrations, 40 vibrations or 40 oscillations or revolutions, whatever it is. Now I will define the frequency as number of vibrations that are produced in 1 second. How many number of vibrations will be produced in 1 second? That is 1 second by 20 second into 40. Antena. Is it right? That is 2 vibrations. 2 vibrations. So I can say that n is equal to 2 vibrations per second. Number of vibrations per second, I can write it as hertz, or number of rotations per second. Okay, number of rotations, number of oscillations, we can write it as hertz. Now, suppose let us consider, here I am considering from A to D. See, it is a semicircular path. Okay, and suppose let us consider this as F, this point as E. If the particle is oscillating from A to D and D to F, it is a one full complete circle. A to D, it is a semicircle, okay, and D to F, it is another semicircle, right? Right? Can I say? Can I say? Abhiram? Manohar? Student, A to D, it is a one semicircle, and D to F, it is another semicircle. So we can say that from A to F, particle completes one circular path like this. Suppose this is A, this is D, and here it is F.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, fine. Now, whenever the particle is moving in a circular path, okay, then that is this particle is vibrating from the mean position, that is from the center here, like this or like this. Okay. Okay. Now, what will happens whenever the particle is vibrating from the mean position? Okay. Then we'll have the angular frequency because the particle is completing a circular path. Correspondingly, we'll have angular velocity also. So, third one, it is angular frequency. Whenever the particle completes in a circular path or rotating in a circular path, we'll have the angular quantities like angular displacement, angular frequency, and then angular velocity. Okay, so I can write it as angular frequency omega is equal to 2 pi n. That is, particle is vibrating, okay, around 360 degrees. That is in all the directions. For 360 degrees, I can write it as 2 pi radian. So omega equal to 2 pi n. For example, n is equal to 20 hertz. What is the omega? 40 pi. If n is equal to 20 hertz, then omega is equal to 40 pi. Can I write? Antena? Now, say for example, there is a chapter called alternating current. Alternating current. There, the frequency of AC cycle will have it as 50 CPS, cycles per second. In India, okay, the alternating current source is having a frequency 50 CPS. Now I want to find the what is the angular frequency. How much it will be?
100 pi.
100 pi. Okay. Okay, fine. Like this, we'll find the angular frequency. Okay. After the amplitude and frequency, next one, it is time period. Okay. Next one, I can say it as time period. That is time taken by the particle to move from the mean position to the extreme position can be called as time period. Okay. Suppose, see here, time taken by the particle to move from the mean position. Okay. Suppose let us consider point A to extreme position, that is C. Okay. So now we are having that it is AD and DF. It is one complete cycle, right? A to D and D to F. It is one complete cycle. So up to A to F, it is time period, it is T. Time taken by the particle, it is T. Now I want to find the what is the time taken by the particle from mean position to extreme position. Mean position to extreme position. That means I can write AF as AC plus CD plus DE plus EF. See in the diagram, AC plus CD, DE and EF, right? Can you see? Abhiram, Sanjana,
Yes, sir.
Antena? Okay. So here AF I can write as capital T, full time period. Now AC, CD, DE, EF. We are having the 4 equal intervals from mean position to extreme position to mean position, and mean position to extreme position in the downward direction, extreme position to the mean position. 4 equal time intervals. So I can write as 4 into T dash, where T dash is the time, time period of interval, either AC or CD or DE or EF. Okay. So the time taken in each interval, that is T dash, is equal to T by 4. That is AC will have T by 4. CD is having T by 4. So A to D, what is the total time? What is the total time? Sripal, Lohit, Sripal, Lohit. What is the total time from A to D? That is T by 4 plus T by 4,
A by
T by 2. Time taken from A to D, it is T by 2. Okay. Okay, fine. Like this, we'll calculate. Like this, we'll calculate. Okay. Next, fifth one, it is after the frequency, it is what we are having, it is wavelength. Wavelength, it is defined as, okay, wavelength, it is defined as. Let us consider a wave. Let us consider a wave. Okay, here it is fixed. Suppose I am having a wave like this. So the distance between two maximum amplitudes, the distance between the maximum amplitudes can be called as wavelength. Suppose this is A, this is B, C, D, E, F. The distance from B to F, B to F, or suppose it is G, D to G, D to G. Okay. Now here it is, we are having a maximum displacement or amplitude is maximum, and here also. So we are having that it is one full length wave. The distance between two successive maximum amplitude can be called as an wavelength. At point C, at point A, at points A, C, and E. Okay, what will be the amplitude? What will be the amplitude? What is the amplitude at point A, C, E? Lohit, Murli, hmm? What is the amplitude at point A, C, E? Abhiram, what is the amplitude at A, C, E?
Sir, 0.
Ammaya. Batikincharu. 0. At point B, F, D, G. At point B, comma F, amplitude it is plus A because it is in upward direction or parallel to positive axis. At point D, comma G, okay, the displacement it is minus A. Maximum displacement will be minus A because it is parallel to negative y-axis. Negative y-axis. Okay, this minus sign will indicate that the particles are vibrating. The particles are vibrating. Okay, in the are parallel to the negative axis. Negative y-axis. Okay, fine. So wavelength it is defined as. Now here it is with respect to the wavelength and frequency, we'll have a velocity. We'll have the velocity. Suppose let us consider whenever I am calling, see here it is whenever I am calling, that is I am producing the sound. I am producing the sound. Okay, and you people, all the students, those who are listening, okay, will act as a receiver. They are receiving the sound, okay, or we can call them observers. Okay, observer. Okay, I am producing the sound, so myself act as a source. Whenever a sound is produced from the source and will reaches to the observer, then whatever I am speaking, it is moving in the form of a sound wave. Antena, is it right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Whenever it is sound wave, that is every sound wave is having a wavelength and frequency. With respect to this wavelength and frequency, we are having the velocity. That is the velocity of a wave. Velocity of sound wave. I can write it as n lambda. Okay. Even you can see in the light or optics. Okay. Whenever you are studying the optics, I think in your 10th class also, we'll write it as speed of light wave is equal to frequency of the light wave times the wavelength, such that speed of the light wave, it is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Whereas speed of sound or velocity of sound, it is actual value is 336 meter per second. In the numericals, we'll take approximately it as 340 to make the mathematical calculations easier. Okay. Okay, fine. Next. Okay. Next one, it is after the velocity, we know that angular frequency omega is equal to 2 pi n. Omega is equal to 2 pi n. Like that, now I will define the another quantity called wave vector. Wave vector, which is defined as k. Okay. Okay, fine. Now, see, let us consider the wave. Suppose like this, I am having a wave such that this is the wavelength, right? Okay, having a wavelength as lambda. Now, suppose in this wavelength, I am having the number of waves. I am having the number of waves. Okay. Okay. Now, wave vector is defined as number of waves that are traveled in a unit dimension, that is either in 1 centimeter or 1 meter. Number of waves that are traveled in a unit dimension can be called as wave vector. Say, for example, okay, if lambda is equal to 20 centimeters, for this 20 centimeter, we are, that is, this 20 centimeter is vibrating, okay, in the total circle, that is in the path of 2 pi. For 360 degrees, around 360 degrees, the particles are vibrating. For 2 pi radians, it is, we got it as 20 centimeter. Hello? Okay? 2
Sir?
pi.
Sir,
Yes.
ఒక్కసారి explain చేయండి.
Suppose, see here, I'm having a wave. I'm having a wave. Okay, fine. Let us consider a wave is vibrating. Okay, and here I'm having the points as like this. From B to F, it is the one full length wave, right? That means from point B to F, the particles are oscillating or vibrating in all the directions. Now, hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
that means if we consider like this, we are having the vibrations like this. So in the total angle 2 pi radian, we are having the distance travel, it is pi, sorry, lambda. For 2 pi radians, we are having a wavelength lambda. So I can write as 20 centimeter is equal to 2 pi. For 1 centimeter, how many number of waves are there? For 20 centimeter, it is in the radian, in the angle of 2 pi, the number of waves are traveling. Number of waves are traveling. Suppose, let us consider like this. Here it is, wave is traveling. I think in the last year, in the chemistry, first year chemistry, you might have seen like this diagram in the atomic structure. Chusara. MVR equal to NH by 2 pi అని వచ్చిందా బోర్స్ అటామిక్ మోడల్.
Yes.
దాని తర్వాత ఇక్కడ మనకి ఇట్లా డయాగ్రామ్ వచ్చి ఉంటుంది కదా. ఓకే, సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ వన్ వేవ్ ఈజ్ మూవింగ్, దెన్ ఐ కెన్ రైట్ లైక్ దిస్. సపోజ్ ద సెకండ్ వేవ్, next third wave, okay. So here I want to find a wave vector that is indicated by K, which is defined as number of waves produced by the object or string, okay, per unit length. Okay, per unit length means we can consider either 1 centimeter or 1 meter. Suppose let us consider lambda equal to 20 centimeter. Then what will be the value of K? Okay, so here 2 pi, pi means 3.14, that is approximately 6.28 by 20 per centimeter. CGS unit of wave vector, it is per centimeter or centimeter inverse, and SI unit will be meter inverse. Okay, per centimeter or per meter. SI unit of wave vector, SI unit of K is meter inverse. Similarly, CGS unit of wave vector is centimeter inverse. Okay, remember this formula, most important. K is equal to 2 pi by lambda. Now, here we are having that V is equal to n lambda. What I will do it is multiply and divide by 2 pi. Multiply and divide by 2 pi. This equation, okay, I can write as multiplication of 2 pi. I'll write as 2 pi L by lambda by 2 pi. I can write as 1 by 2 pi by lambda. Can I write? Can I write? Right,
Yes, sir.
So 2 pi n means I can write as angular frequency omega, and 2 pi by lambda means wave vector k. Right? Is it right? Ma, antena?
Yes,
So, ante
Yes,
V
sir.
is equal to omega by k. అట్లాగే మనకి ఇక్కడ చూడండి V is equal to n lambda. అవునా? ఈ ఈక్వేషన్ నుంచి మనకు ఒమేగా బై కే వచ్చింది. అవునా? V equal to n lambda can be called as string. In the string, we are having the particles which are moving in the form of a wave, such that whenever we vibrate the string, okay, ఏదైనా ఒక మ్యూజికల్ ఇన్స్ట్రుమెంట్ తీసుకోండి, వయలిన్ కానీ, ఓకే, తంబూరా కానీ, ఏదైనా, okay, whenever we vibrate the string, sound will be produced. So this can be called as particle velocity. Okay, particle velocity. Okay, fine. Now here it is that means we are saying that string is moving in the form of a particle. Okay. Now here we are saying that inside the string particles are vibrating, which is moving in the form of a wave. So we can call it as an wave nature. I think in chemistry you might study the de Broglie hypothesis of matter waves. Anyone
What,
remember?
sir?
Yes, sir.
De Broglie hypothesis of matter waves. Lambda equal to h by p. Okay, 1 minute. Hello. చెప్పండి.
Sir.
అభిరామ్ నీతో కదా
Hello. In the de Broglie hypothesis, we are having that it is a particle will have the particle nature as well as the wave nature. So de Broglie considered that energy due to the particle nature is equal to the energy due to the wave nature. Like this studied.
Yes, sir.
ఎస్ సార్
Okay, fine. Now here it is you can see here particle velocity means we are writing n lambda. Wave velocity means we are writing as omega by k. There is no change in the formula. Only the change it is that name only. and nature only. Okay. Okay, fine. Now that is the velocity. Okay. Next one, I think it is after velocity, I think force it is. Okay. Force I can write as due to the application of the force, the particles are accelerated or vibrated, okay, in the form of a wave. And we are concerned wave motion. So according to the Newton's second law, I can write it as F equal to ma. F is equal to ma.
Yes, sir.
Okay, where acceleration I can write it as dv by dt, rate of change of velocity. Rate of change of velocity. Okay, fine. Now initially velocity I can write it as dy by dt. Dy by dt, that is rate of change of displacement. Rate of change of displacement. Okay. So firstly here we need to find the what is the displacement of a wave. With respect to the displacement of a wave, we will get the velocity. Okay. I think in the last year, okay, in the simple harmonic oscillations, or if the particle is performing simple harmonic motion, we got the displacement of the particle which is executing in SHM as y is equal to a sine omega t minus kx. Like this equation, you got it? Anyone remember? Displacement of a particle executing SHM.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So with respect to this displacement, I can find velocity, that is dy by dt. And I can find acceleration, dv by dt. So if I know the displacement of the wave, then I can find the force acting on the particle. Or if I know the displacement of the string, okay, suppose the string, if I know, then I can find the force. Okay, then I can find the force. Hello, hello, answer. Hello, 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 yes, hello. హలో హలో నన్ను చచ్చిపోమంటే నేను చచ్చిపోతానయ్యా. నన్ను చచ్చిపోమంటే నేను చచ్చిపోతా, రెడీగా ఉన్నా. నేను కట్ చేస్తుంటే ఎన్నిసార్లు చేస్తాను నేను? ఎన్నిసార్లు చేశారు? ఇప్పటి నుంచి చూపిస్తాను నేను. 12 కాల్స్ వచ్చినాయి విత్ ఇన్ ద గ్యాప్ ఆఫ్ 2 minutes. వాట్ యూ థింక్? ఒక్క నిమిషం ఏందయ్యా, ఒక్క నిమిషం ఏంది? 2 minutes 12 కాల్స్ ఎవరైనా చేస్తాడు? అసలు నీకు కట్ చేస్తున్నా కదా. బొత్తు నువ్వు చేయకపోతే బ్యాంక్ నుంచి ఎవరు చేయరు నాకు? ఎవరెవరికి నెంబర్ ఇచ్చావు? నా నెంబరు మీ మేనేజర్కి కాల్ చేయమని, నాకు మీ మేనేజర్కి కాల్ చేయాలి, కేసు ఫైల్ చేస్తాను. హలో.
Yes, sir.
అయితే సో ఇన్ ఆర్డర్ టు ఫైండ్ ద ఫోర్స్, ఫస్ట్లీ వీ నీడ్ టు ఫైండ్ ద యాక్సలరేషన్ అండ్ వెలాసిటీ. దట్స్ వై in the wave motion and oscillations, we will find the general equation for displacement. For displacement, whenever a particle is moving in the form of a wave, whenever a particle is moving in the form of a wave, then we'll write the displacement equation. Okay, suppose here let us consider whenever the wave is moving, whenever a wave is moving. Suppose let us consider the points as A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Suppose from point A to C, you can see from point A to B, the particle is moving from mean position to extreme position, and then extreme position to mean position. So from point A to C, I can say that the particle is completing one semicircle. And from point C to E, okay, the particle is completing another semicircle. Okay, so I can say that AC plus CE, we can say that it is particle is completing one circular path, one complete circle. Can I say? Should AC plus CE, can I say that it is one complete circle? Antena? Manohar?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now, one complete circle means I can write as,
Yes, sir.
suppose here it is like this. Is there? Suppose this is the center. Okay, here it is A. With respect to the main axis, that is from A to B, it is moving. Okay, and then I think B to C, and then C to D. Here it is F or E, I think. Okay, now let us consider whenever the particle is at point A, then we can say the position as equal to radius. That means I can write as OA bar is equal to R times I cap plus 0 j cap, because at this point, if we consider it as x-axis and this one as y-axis, I can write the coordinates at A as r comma 0, okay. Now we are having a particle which is at point A. If it is rotated with an angular velocity and reaches to a point, suppose this is h, it is rotated with an angular velocity omega, such that the particle is having an angular displacement, that is theta. So I can write it as, by definition of angular velocity, rate of change of angular displacement. Okay. So at point A, this is the initial point. At H, it is the final point. At initial point, angular displacement is 0. Time taken is 0. So I can write as theta minus 0 by t minus 0. So omega is equal to theta by t. Or theta is equal to omega. By t. Now I want to find the displacement, how much it had moved. Okay, let us draw a perpendicular and call it as M. Let us draw a perpendicular such that you can see the triangle OMH. At M it is a right angle such that OH is equal to R. That is from the mean position to the extreme position. The maximum displacement from mean position to extreme position we can write as amplitude. Can I write? Honor? Hello? Okay. Now I want to find, see, OM, it is the horizontal displacement, that is X. MH, it is the vertical displacement, that is Y. I want to find values of X and Y. How can I find? Ela kanukundaam. Any idea?
Theta, cos theta.
Cos theta. Very good name. cos theta, that is adjacent by hypotenuse. Adjacent means OM, that is nothing but X, and OH, that is nothing but A. Antena. So I can write as X equal to A cos theta. Since by definition of angular velocity, I can write theta as omega t. Can I write?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, vertical displacement, I can write as A sin theta. Right, sir? Sin theta equal to mh by OH. And we'll get it as y is equal to A sin omega t. Right? So here I can say that it is the displacement of a wave is a function of time, either horizontal displacement or vertical displacement. It is a function of time. So I will write it as y is equal to f of. And it is traveling a distance along x-axis and y-axis. Along x-axis and y-axis. So it is having a position. So the displacement of a wave is the function of position and time. Position and time. If I am calculating the vertical displacement, I will say that it is a vertical distance or vertical component along y-axis. And if I am saying the along horizontal displacement, I can say the distance traveled along x-axis. Distance traveled along x-axis. So that's why here we are writing as instead of omega t, we'll write it as, you can see, omega t minus kx. Okay, omega t minus kx. How and why we are writing this one, that we are going to see now. Okay, omega t is there. We got this one. And I think this equation or this derivation you got in SHM also, simple harmonic motions. Okay, suppose let us consider the wave is moving with a velocity. Okay, here we are having angular velocity, and this is the radius, or we can call it an amplitude. Okay, since we know that in the circular path v bar is equal to omega bar cross r bar, so v bar is perpendicular to both r bar and omega bar. Ona, is it right? Okay,
Yes,
v
sir.
bar I can write as this one. This is the direction. Okay, now that means in a time t, the particle is moving with a velocity. So the distance traveled by the particle I can write as vt. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay, fine. Now this is the entire distance. It had taken the time. Distance travel, it is vt. In this vt, it traveled a horizontal displacement or horizontal distance as x naught. That is this value. That is nothing but. So the displacement of a wave is a function of vt minus x naught. Can I write vt minus x naught? Okay. So here, and whenever the particle is moving in a circular path, okay, that is in the form of a wave, you can see at different points. Suppose at point A, okay, and point C, okay, and point E, amplitude is 0. At point B and point F, amplitude is maximum in the upward direction. That is, the particle is repeating its values after the regular intervals of time. Okay. So the wave which is represented, okay, will be in the form of a periodic function. Okay. The wave must be represented in the form of a periodic function. Out of all the mathematical functions, Liet, we are having the three functions as periodic functions. Okay, one is sine theta, another one it is cos theta, okay, and another one it is e power x. In mathematics, complex numbers is completed. Sanjana,
Sir.
complex numbers అయిపోయిందా?
అయిపోయింది సార్.
E power x,
Yes,
I
sir.
can write it as cos x plus I sin x,
Yes.
right? Okay, we are having these three as the periodic function. That's why if the particle is executing in simple harmonic motion or in the wave motion, the displacement will indicate in the either in the form of sine or in the cos or exponential. Okay, sine of vt minus x. Which one? Vertical displacement. Y is equal to a into sine of vt minus x. Horizontal displacement means a into cos of vt minus x. If that depends upon the question what they asked, vertical displacement or horizontal displacement. Okay, usually they will ask the displacement of the wave. Okay, in the question they will ask the displacement of the wave. Okay, so in those cases we'll consider the vertical displacement only. Okay, horizontal displacement means specifically they will mention it. So the displacement of a wave which is producing the sound, I can write as y equal to a sine omega t minus kx, where k is the wave vector 2 pi by lambda and angular frequency omega is equal to 2 pi n. Okay, t is the instantaneous time. T is the instantaneous time. లియేట్ ఈ ఫంక్షన్స్ రాలేదా అభిరామ్? లాగర్థమిక్, ఇన్వర్స్ ట్రిగ్నామెట్రీ ఆర్ ఇన్వర్స్ ఫంక్షన్స్, ఆల్జిబ్రిక్, ట్రిగ్నామెట్రీ, ఎక్స్పోనెన్షియల్.
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
అయితే now
Yes, sir.
here it is. Periodic functions are
Yes, sir.
only three: sine, cos, and e power x. Okay, which is the combination of sine and cos. These three only. Out of these three, vertical displacement means we'll use always
Sir,
sine. చెప్పండి అన్న.
Sir, highlight ka, sir.
హైలైట్.
Yes, sir.
ఐఎల్ఏటి అంటారా నాన్న?
Yes, sir.
ఈ అరేంజ్మెంట్ మీరు హైలైట్ అని అనొచ్చు, కొంతమంది ఈటీ ఐఎల్ఈ అంటారు.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
ఎట్లున్నా కూడా ఆ పేరు మారదు కదా, అరేంజ్మెంట్ డిఫరెంట్. కానీ ఇప్పుడు
Okay, sir.
ఇన్వర్స్ ఫంక్షన్ నేను ట్రిగ్నామెట్రిక్ ఫంక్షన్ అనుకో అప్పుడు తప్పదు. ఫస్ట్ ఏదున్నా కూడా ఓకే.
Okay, sir.
ఓకే, మనకేం తెలుసు? కే అంటే వేవ్ వెక్టర్ 2 పై బై లాండా అండ్ ఒమేగా ఈక్వల్ టు 2 పై ఎన్. అయితే ఇక్కడ టీ అనేది ఏంటంటే ఇన్స్టాంటేనియస్ టైం, అంటే ఆ పర్టికులర్ టైం దగ్గర నాకు వర్టికల్ డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ ఎంత, లేదా at x, at this distance or at this horizontal displacement, what is the displacement of the wave? Okay, we'll call it as instantaneous. Okay, x comma t are instantaneous values of horizontal distance comma time, horizontal distance comma time, distance comma time. Okay, okay, fine. Now this one. So I got the displacement of the wave. With respect to displacement of the wave, I want to find the velocity. How can I find? Means velocity equal to dy by dt. Okay, we can differentiate it. So that is a times cos of omega t minus kx times omega. I think all of you knows the differentiation, right? Or is there anyone who doesn't know differentiation? V is equal to
You know, sir.
a omega cos of omega t minus kx. Similarly, acceleration, that is dv by dt. That is, we'll get as minus a omega square sine omega t minus kx. Okay. So force is equal to, I can write as m a omega square sine of omega t minus kx. Omega t minus kx. So with respect to the force, I can say that the pressure. See, let us go to our first slide. We are having the quantity. After the force. Okay. After the force, we are having pressure. Right? Pressure, I can define it as amount of force acting normally or perpendicular to the surface of the object per unit area. Per unit area. That is, we can write it as normal force or thrust by area. Area I will indicate with S because amplitude is indicated by A. Okay, in order not to get confused, I will indicate area with S. So pressure is equal to m a omega square sine of omega t minus kx. Sine of omega t minus kx by area. Yes. Okay. Now, whenever omega t minus kx is equal to 90 degrees, omega t minus kx is equal to 90. Okay. Then power will be maximum.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, not power. Pressure will be maximum. Pressure will be maximum. That is ma omega square by S. Now, here I can write it as, since it is a string, it is having a mass. So I can say that it as, suppose if the object is string means one dimension, then we'll write the linear density, that is mass per unit length for string or wire or thin rectangular wire. Okay. ఎక్కడ విన్నట్టుకున్నాయా? వైర్, స్ట్రింగ్, థిన్ రెక్టాంగులర్ వైర్ అని.
Yes, sir.
మీరు సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ మాస్, రొటేషనల్ మోషన్ అట్లా. ఓకే. అలాగే ఎలక్ట్రోస్టాటిక్స్, ఈ 3 చాప్టర్లో మనకి లీనియర్ డెన్సిటీ, సర్ఫేస్ డెన్సిటీ, వాల్యూమ్ డెన్సిటీ అని వస్తాయి. ఓకే. ఇప్పుడు సపోజ్ స్ట్రింగ్ అనుకోండి. ఓకే, సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఏ స్ట్రింగ్, then I can write whenever the string is wounded or surrounded in the form of a circle, then string will have surface density. Avuna? Surface density untada. Surface density I can write as mass per unit area. Mass by area. Okay. M by A. Mass by area. So mass I can write as sigma into area. If the object is having the volume density, I can write it as mass by volume. Suppose let us consider either cube or cuboid which is vibrating in the form of a wave motion. Then this mass I can replace it as density into volume multiplied by amplitude into omega square by area. This volume I can write as area into thickness or area into height. So then area will get cancelled. So either it is length or breadth or width or thickness, again it will be amplitude. So I can write it as rho a square omega square. So as the amplitude of a wave increases by 2 times, if the amplitude of the wave increases by 2 times, by what ratio pressure will be increases? By what ratio pressure will be increases? If amplitude increases by 2 times, how many times pressure will be increases? Right? 4 times. Simple equation. Pressure is proportional to A square and pressure is proportional to omega square. Next one it is, I think 7th one. I want to find power of the wave. Power of a wave. Power is defined as rate of doing work. Rate of doing work. Here work done in moving the object. That is, whenever the particles are moving, it is moving with a velocity v. So work done, I can write it in the form of kinetic energy. Can I write? Nana. Right, sir? Chapter. Rasamu. So power is equal to, okay? Okay. mv square by 2t. Okay. Suppose m by 2t. We know the velocity. You can see here velocity. I got as a omega cos omega t minus kx. So I can write it as a square omega square cos square omega t minus kx. Is it right? So power is equal to, power of a wave is equal to m a square omega square cos square omega t minus kx by 2t. By 2t. 1 by t. Yes, tell me. Any doubt? Can doubt?
No, sir.
No, no. అయితే, see, omega means I can write as 2 pi n. So I can write it as 4 pi square m a square n square cos square omega t minus kx by 2t. So the power of a wave is proportional to square of the amplitude, and 1 by t I can write as frequency. Power of a wave I can write as 2 pi square m a square n cube. 1 by t I am writing as frequency, cos square omega t minus kx. Avuna? Abhiram? Murali?
సార్ ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్ లో ఉంది కదా సార్ టీని ఒమేగా టర్మ్స్ రాయడానికి
అవును.
అది చేసి క్యాన్సిల్ చేయొచ్చు కదా సార్.
అవును. టీని టీ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 2 పై బై ఒమేగా కదా. ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏం రాస్తున్నాము? ఒమేగా ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఒమేగా ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 2 పై n కదా. That is n equal to 1 by t. That is nothing but 2 pi by t. 2 pi by t. So t is equal to 2 pi by omega. అవునా? చూడే. అంతే కదా. So here it is power, we got it. Okay. Commission power. Murali, Nana Murali, Karthik.
Yes, sir.
Follow to now.
Yes, sir.
Muralini పట్టించుకోండి బాబు. Murali, follow అవుతున్నావా? అయితే పవర్ ఆఫ్ ఎ వేవ్ అది. అయితే when omega t minus kx is equal to 0, then I can say that power is maximum. అవునా? Power of a wave will becomes maximum when omega t minus kx is 0. But pressure of a wave will be maximum when omega t minus kx is equal to 90. Difference చూడండి ఇక్కడ. Pressure of a wave will be maximum when omega t minus kx is equal to 90. But power of a wave will be maximum when omega t minus kx is equal to 0. Okay, fine. Now, the next one, it is intensity. I think 8th property. These numbers, I think I may not correct, but see only the side heading. Intensity of a wave. Okay. Intensity of a wave, it is defined as amount of energy absorbed or emitted per unit area and per unit time can be called as intensity. Okay, let me define. Amount of energy absorbed or emitted per unit area, absorbed or emitted per unit area and per unit time can be called as intensity. That is, intensity is defined as E by AT. You can see here energy by time. Energy will be in the form of work done. Work done by time. How can I write? Work done by time. Anna Chapali. Work done by time. Moses.
Power, sir.
Power by area అని చెప్పచ్చా? అయితే
Yes, sir.
see here it is, let me define the intensity in two different strategies. In the strategy 1, I am saying that intensity is defined as amount of energy absorbed or emitted per unit area and per unit time. Strategy 2. Intensity is defined as amount of energy absorbed or emitted per unit area and per unit time. In which strategy we can say the sound is having more intense? In strategy 1 or strategy 2? 1, right? Ante, see here, within a given area or within the given space, okay, how much number of sound waves are either absorbed or emitted. Suppose you can see my video portion is there. Here it is. In this portion, how much is able to see? Suppose whenever I am sitting, let us consider whenever I am sitting here like this. Okay, almost you can see me up to here, at least 30%. Suppose if I am sitting like this, almost 5% or 10%. That is, with respect to you, I can say it is an energy absorption. With respect to me, I can say it is an energy emission. Again, here also we'll have frame of reference. Whatever we studied in the mechanics, frame of reference, again, here also the same thing. With respect to frame of reference, okay, or with respect to a point of observation, we can say either it is energy absorption or energy emission. Energy per unit area and per unit time. I know the power. See here, I got this divided by area. I'll get intensity. Intensity equal to power by area. Power by area. That is power I can write as 2 pi square ma square n cube cos square omega t minus kx by area. Okay, area is indicated with S. Okay, here capital A means amplitude. We can see here intensity is proportional to square of the amplitude. Intensity is proportional to the square of the amplitude, right? Remember this relation, most important, and we'll use in this chapter as well as in the wave optics. As well as in the wave optics. How intensity will be square of the amplitude. That is this. Okay, that is number one. And last but not least, I think last quantity it is phase. This is the most important. Okay, or we can say phase difference. We can say phase difference. Again, in the wave optics, we will have the phase difference and path difference. Phase difference and path difference. I think you might heard Karthik. అన్న ఫేజ్ డిఫరెన్స్
Yes, sir.
విన్నారా? మీకు ఎస్హెచ్ఎంలో కూడా వచ్చి ఉంటుంది ఫేజ్ డిఫరెన్స్ అని.
Yes, sir.
అయితే బిఫోర్ గోయింగ్ టు డిఫైన్ ద ఫేజ్ డిఫరెన్స్, let us consider, okay, suppose I'm having a board on the laptop screen. On my screen, I'm having a board. Suppose this. Okay. Near to me, suppose let us consider 3 students are there, or another 2 people are there. Along with me, 2 people are. Okay. Usually what will happen, the student who is sitting normal to the laptop screen, he will see directly. The students who are sitting, okay, at some angle to the laptop screen, they will see like this, or they will see. That means they are seeing at an angle, some 10 degrees or 15 degrees or 20 degrees. Or during your offline classes, okay, before lockdown, you can see out of the 30 students in a class or 50 students in a class, there will be at least one student in any subject. Okay, let us consider it in the physics subject only. Okay, that student will not be in contact with the class. Either he may think outside, or their family matters, or they will think about the movies or cricket match, anything, right? ఆలోచిస్తారా చెప్పండి.
Sir.
అవునా? So that means here we are discussing that if the 2 or more particles are started, suppose let us consider that 2 particles are started from this position. That means this is one particle and another particle, it is like this. 2 particles are started from the same position. That means the angular displacement, it is same, approximately same. అవునా? Can I say? చెప్పచ్చా? Angular displacement is approximately same. The difference in the angular displacement, it is very less than 1 degree. Less than 1 degree. Okay. Now, suppose if one particle is starting, suppose let us consider I am having a particle like this. I will call this number 1. And number 2, it is moving like this. This is number 2. Okay. Okay. By observation, I can say that number 1, it is the graph of sin x. Can I say? Number 1,
Sir.
I can say that it is the graph of sin x.
Yes,
And number 2, I can say that this is the graph of cos x.
yes, sir.
So the difference between the sin x and cos x, as can I say 90 degrees? మీరు మ్యాథమెటిక్స్ చదువుకుని ఉంటారు కదా.
Yes,
The
sir.
difference between the sin x and cos x, it is 90 degrees. So now I will define what is the phase difference. Phase difference means you can see at any point on the sin x and cos x, the difference in the position. Suppose see here, at sin x, at this position, what will happen? Sin x is maximum. Okay. Whereas cos x, it is minimum. That is this point here. Here, sin x is minimum. Okay, approximately here it is cos x is maximum. Maximum in the downward direction. Okay, and similarly, as cos x is maximum, sin x will be minimum, and vice versa. So the difference in the angular position of the particles, angular position of the particles can be called as positions of particles. Suppose in the class, out of 50 students, all the students are looking towards the normal to the board. Then I can say that, okay, the angular position of all the students is normal to the board. So I can say phase difference between the student and board, it is 90 degrees. Okay, this type of case, see, this is the first case. The two particles angular position, it is approximately same. So I can say that the phase difference will be 0 degrees. Here I can say that phase difference it is 90 degrees. Okay. Suppose let us consider whenever the particle is moving in a wave motion. Okay. And here we are having the center. Let us consider this is the x-axis and here it is the y-axis. Initially the particle is at point A. Okay. Now, whenever the particle is rotating to the point P with an angular velocity omega, such that the particle is having an angular displacement in the anti-clockwise direction. The measurement of angular displacement in anti-clockwise direction can be considered as positive. Can be considered as positive. Whereas in the clockwise direction, it will be negative. Okay, so I can write as theta equal to omega t. Theta equal to omega t. Okay, fine. Theta is equal to omega t. Madam, theta equal to omega t. Okay. Suppose let us consider that here see, with respect to x-axis, particle is along the x-axis. Avuna? Hello? Hello?
What, sir?
With respect to x-axis, we can say that initially the particle is on x-axis. Avuna?
Yes, sir.
From here it is rotated with an angular velocity and reaches to point B. Right?
Sir.
Reaches to the point B. Okay, fine. So we are having the angular displacement as theta. Whenever the particle is at point A, that is which lies on x-axis, then phase difference between particle and x-axis is what will be the phase difference between the particle and x-axis. ఇప్పుడు ఏదైనా ఒక పార్టికల్ నాకు x-axis మీద ఉందనుకోండి, ఇక్కడ నాకు యాంగిల్ ఎంత ఉంటుంది చెప్పండి. What is the angle made by the particle with respect to x-axis?
0.
Right? 0. అవునా?
Yes, sir.
ఇప్పుడు అట్లాగే నాకు ఏమైంది, ఇక్కడ పార్టికల్ ఉండాల్సింది ఏ దగ్గర ఉండాల్సింది, ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ ఎట్ ఏ ఐఎమ్ హ్యావింగ్ ద పార్టికల్ ఎట్ పాయింట్ సి. సో విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు x-axis it is at an angle. That angle we are considered phi. That is the phase. That is the angular position of the particle with respect to axis. Either it may be x-axis or y-axis. Right? Okay, na? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Suppose now particle is initial at C and it is rotated up to point P. So this total angle, I can write it as theta plus phi. Can I write?
Yes.
That is nothing but omega t plus phi. Right? Where phi is the phase. Phase, it is defined as, okay, the difference in the angular position of the two or more particles with respect to axis. With respect to axis. సపోజ్ మీరు క్లాస్ వింటున్నప్పుడు కూడా చూడండి, ఎవరైనా ఇద్దరు కానీ ముగ్గురు ఫ్రెండ్స్ ఏం చేస్తుంటారంటే, ఎవరైతే క్లాస్ పాఠం వింటుంటారో పక్కన వాళ్ళు కనుక సరిగ్గా పాఠం వింటలేదు అనుకోండి, రే బోర్డు మీద చూడు అటెండ్ చూస్తూ ఉంటారు. అది మాస్టర్ ఏం చేస్తారు, ఎవరైతే బయటకు చూస్తున్నారో రే అట్టే ముందు చూడు అంటే అవును అన్నారా చెప్పండి, అన్న కేసులు ఉన్నాయా చెప్పండి. అభిరామ్
మా మీద ఏం కేసులు లేవు సార్.
మీరందరు గుడ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ రా, మీరందరు గుడ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ రా, నాలా బ్యాడ్ స్టూడెంట్ ఉన్నారు మళ్ళీ కరెక్ట్ కదా. అది అంటే మనం ఇక్కడ చూడాల్సింది ఏంటంటే సీ ద ప్రాసెస్ ఆర్ ఫినామినా విచ్ వీఆర్ అప్లయింగ్ ఇన్ అవర్ రియల్ లైఫ్ అండ్ వీఆర్ స్టడీయింగ్ ఇన్ అవర్ ఫిజిక్స్. Okay, suppose if the particle is at point C, we are seeing this total angle omega t plus phi, where phi is the phase difference. Phase difference, it is the difference in the angular position of the particle with respect to axis. Okay, when the particle is at A, I can say that phi is equal to 0. Phi is equal to 0. This phi equal to 0, I can call it as an initial phase or approach. Initial phase or approach. The displacement of a wave we can write as A into sin omega t minus kx plus phi. These are the properties of the wave. Okay, tomorrow we'll discuss about the types of waves. Okay, and I think up to second category and third category. You can see in our map. Okay, today we discussed this one. Okay, tomorrow I'll complete these two. Maximum part it will be, and then 4 and 5. Okay, next in another 2 to 3 days, all the concept will be completed, and thereafter numericals for 2 days or 3 days we'll keep it. Okay, that one. By tomorrow also same time, and second year, hello
Sir.
Yeah, first year physics class will start at 2 o'clock, same ID and same password, no change.
Okay, so
Okay,
okay,
first
sir.
year physics class
Sir.
will start from 2 o'clock, same ID.
Sir, recording class WhatsApp లో పెట్టండి సార్.
Yeah,
అవును సార్ పెట్టాను సార్.
లింక్ పెడతాను.
తెలుసు మైక్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
Okay,
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
bye.
ఓపో బాయ్ సార్.
సాయి చరణ్.
లోహిత్
Apala.
ఆదారాం.